Hey y'all, I'm Abby, More Than Just Skin, and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I'm kind of halfway done, I guess you would say. Today I have on my foundation, concealer, setting powder, bronzer, and that is because I am going to be demoing this new palette from Tarte. This is the Tarte High Performance Naturals Aspyn Ovard Eye and Cheek Palette. Now, I had no idea who Aspyn Ovard was, but apparently she is a YouTuber, and this kind of, I guess you would say, emulates her style, which is a lot of neutral shades. And so I was very intrigued when I saw it because these shades are sort of the shades I like to wear on the daily. And you can see the palette looks like this. It is just gorgeous. It's very substantial. You open it up, and it does show fingerprints because I have used this before, and you can see my smudgy fingerprints all over it. But you open it up, and it comes with a blush shade, a highlighter, and 9 eyeshadows. Okay, so you have, I would say, 4 matte shades, maybe 5 matte shades, a satin shade, and 3 glitter shades. And it looks like this. I'm going to try not to blind you, but it is very shiny, as you can see. But these are just kind of colors that I gravitate towards. I love colors like this. So I was very intrigued by it. I went back and forth on whether or not I wanted to purchase it or not because Lord knows I don't need another eyeshadow palette, but I really just thought it was beautiful and it was something I wanted to try. I loved the neutral shades in it. I think that you can achieve a lot of different looks with this palette. Of course, they're all going to be in that similar neutral category, but you can change up the shimmer shades. You can darken it up some. You can wear it lighter. It all is your preference. So I was very intrigued by this. It sells for $39, and I only have one Tarte eyeshadow palette, which is the first volume of the Clay Play, and I really like the formula, so I really wanted to try another one. So if you're interested in seeing how I use this palette and the look that I create, then hit that subscribe button and keep watching. Okay, I'm going to start by priming my eyelids, and I'm using the e.l.f. primer, and I'm just going to dab this on my eye and smooth it in with my finger. This is my go-to eyeshadow primer, so I thought this would be a good one to use for this palette. I feel like I need to set that primer, so I am going to go in with this shade at the very bottom called Married Life, and it is one of the matte shades. It's just like a bone shade that I think is good for setting your eye. Now, I will tell you, I already get a smell from this, and it reminds me of Too Faced. It kind of has a chocolatey type smell about it. Next, I'm going to take a Morphe M441 brush, and I'm going to start in my crease with this just light shade right here called Santorini Sands. And I'm just going to load up my brush, tap it off, and I'm just going to start building up that crease. That's going to be my first transition shade. And the next shade I'm going to go in with is this shade right here at the top called High School Sweetheart. On that same brush, I'm going to tap it off, and I'm just building up that crease color. And I like to drop my eyelids to kind of see how it comes out, and then go up a little bit above where the crease would be because I want this color to show up. This is for if you have hooded eyes. Next up, on a diffuse crease E38 by Sigma, I am going to go in with this shade right down here called Tea Time, and I'm going to load it up on my brush, tap some off, and I'm going to really focus that in the crease, just building up that color. I will say, if you see my palette, I do kind of have some fallout. It is a little powdery, but I don't feel that it is a problem as long as you tap your brush off. Next, I'm going to take on my finger this color right here, Heart of Gold, and it's just a shimmer shade, and I'm just going to place it on my finger and place it across the lid. It's a very pretty color, but it definitely does have some fallout that I'm going to take a brush and just kind of wipe away. But it definitely, even with my finger, it definitely does have some fallout on my face. Now I'm going to take a Real Techniques brush and I'm going to dip into this darkest brown called Road Trip. And this is what I'm just going to build up in that outer V. And then I'm going to sweep some across the crease. I'm also going to take some of that on the lower lash line to kind of connect the lower lash line and the top. I'm going to now go in with this shade Endless Summer. It's just a pretty gold. I'm going to also put that on with my finger, and I'm just going to place that across the lid, just a little ways across, kind of staying in that corner. I'm also going to take my pinky and place it in the inner corner. Now I'm going to take my pencil brush and I'm going to go in with that first shade, High School Sweetheart, and I'm just going to smoke out the lower lash line. I'm going to also take that color Heart of Gold also on that pencil brush and really just kind of focus that right here. Now you could definitely go in with a brown eyeliner. I'm not going to do that. I am going to take a eyeliner brush and go in with that darkest shade Road Trip and just line my top lash line with that. I'm not being too precise with this. And I do have some fallout, so I'm going to brush that away as well. Okay, I'm back. So you could definitely darken this eye look up some by putting some eyeliner in your waterline and all that, but I just wanted to strictly focus on using this palette, which is what I did, and show you what you can get. I think this is a really great, just neutral, just a good solid eye look for daily wear. So now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to take my blush brush and I'm going to dip in this blush, and it's called Maybe Blush, and I'm just going to sweep some on my cheeks. And I may have gone a little bit overboard. I'm going to kind of buff that out some. But you can see it can be very pigmented, just kind of depending on the brush that you use. And I used a brush that was more compact, so I got a little more color payoff. Now I am going to take a Wet n Wild brush that I use for highlight and go in with this highlighter in Pure Soul. And let's see what this looks like. I'm going to sweep it. It has some nice glow to it. Ooh, that's pretty shimmery there. Get some on my nose, on my chin, and my Cupid's bow. And yeah, I think that's pretty. Do a little blending in. But you can see it definitely, for sure, shows up. Okay, for my lips, I'm just going to pop on some Bombshell by MAC. And for fun, I'm going to put this new lip topper that I got from Milani, and it is called Hypnotic Lights. On top. Alright, and so let's back up and talk about what I think about this palette. Okay, so my thoughts on this palette. It retails for $39 at Ulta or on Tarte online. It is excluded from the current Tarte sale. It is not included in their sale that they're doing. But let's talk about what I think about the palette. The shadows overall I think are great. The matte formulas are beautiful. They blend beautiful. They go on the eye really good. And this is just a color combo that speaks to me. This is like my easy go-to look. I think it is great for every day. It gives you a natural look that just kind of enhances your natural colors. Now, I've heard a lot of people complain that there's not a dark brown. I think that this color Road Trip over here is plenty dark for me. I find that I can create an entire look very easily just by using this palette. The blush I think is pretty. It looks good on my face. It's not really something that I think I would reach for if I wasn't reaching for the palette. And I think the highlight leaves a little to be desired. It looks a little, I don't know, I'm looking kind of in, I mean, I guess it looks okay, but to me it's a little patchy and a little too frosty or too shimmery for my liking. It's not quite as natural looking as I like. But all in all, I think that this is a really great palette. I'm glad I purchased it. If you are in the market for a palette that is neutral in tone, I would recommend checking this one out. It has some good shimmers, it has some matte shades, and I don't think you will be disappointed. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it helpful, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. I would love to see you back here on a regular basis. And as always, I hope this video finds you having a fantastic day and a great week, and I will see y'all very soon. Bye y'all.